Hello, folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Neverwhere, issue 6 by Vertigo. Now, there is violence, fighting, some blood, and weird shit in this one. So, if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So when we left off, everyone in issue 5 of Neverwhere, Richard and Dor finally met the angel Elsington, or they were on his finger here. And the Marquise de Carabas was talking, came to the lair of Mr. Crop and Mr. Vandermeer. That's where we left off. We start this one in the Abbey of the Farriers. Let me see. These names I can't pronounce. It's of Black Friars. It's Friars. I'm just gonna call it the Abbey. Yeah, so it's an abbey built inside of a temple, and the monks in there, the monks, yeah, they don't take a vow of silence, but they still don't really talk. And like precious things, they don't break it lightly. Today they're breaking it. We see the abbey. It's inside this temple, big place, and one of the monks is running, not running, but walking briskly in the hall, and goes into the room of the abbess, the father, oh, the abbess. Sorry, I don't know these terms that well. Yeah, Father Abbott, okay. And we see before that the bell on top of the abbey is ringing. So this monk goes into the Father Abbott's office and tells him that. And he says, yes, now we have the 3 tests that must be passed. So you got the first 2, and then he says the third one will take care of itself. Before that, he tells him who's at the gate, who's guarding the bridge tonight, and he tells him a name. He says good. So it's so that's that. Then we move on to for that who was first. See. Okay. Then we move on to Dor and to Dor and Richard. There with the angel Ilsington. Richard describes how it is where everything at first looks so huge, too big to comprehend, and then morphs, and then Ilsington is now their size, standing there with them. And he's like, the Lady Dor. I was a friend of your father's. And she said, yes, he told me to come to you, that I can trust you. And he said, yes, we all want something. You want to, the name of the murderers. And Richard wants a way to go back to his old life. And he tells him, yes, I understand. And yeah, the Dor wants to find out if he can help them get the names of the kill who sent. She tells him, yes, Mr. Crop and Vandermeer killed them, but who sent them and why now? Then we move on to the Marquise de Carabas. He's sitting in the lair of Mr. Crop and Mr. Vandermeer. and he's there. And of course, they're about to, attack him and start hurting him. But then he pulls out this little, what would you, like a little, like this tiny of a little vase. It's a porcelain one of some dynasty. And Mr. Vandermeer's all like, oh. And not Mr. Vandermeer, Mr. Krop's like, like, oh, you have that. And he also, Marquise de Carabas pulls out of his coat, and he also has a gun. So he's like, if you attack me, I'm going to shoot and break this. And Mr. Krop's like, no. So he's like, let's make a deal. 3 questions. So they're going to do 3 questions for 3 questions. He asks 3 questions, they get to ask him 3 questions. Then they have to give him half an hour without touching him, giving him time to run away. So Mr. Krop's alright to deal, and Mr. Vandermeer looks a bit disappointed that he, can't start hurting him. Then we go back again to Dor and Richard and the Angel Ilsington. And he explained to them that, you're here, but the problem is none of this is real. And Richard asked why. And he said, me, you, all of this. So they haven't reached the place where he stays, where he's physically there. The slab brought them, like, connected their consciousness together. Their conscience together. It connected it. And so what they're seeing right now, it's not really real. And he's not really there. So what they need to do in order for him to help Dor, because he can do many things to get the name of the one who sent the killers. And he said, if you can get me this key from the Abbey of Fairy, the Abbey, I can get you the name of the killer, and the name of who sent the killers, and I can get you back to your previous life, Richard. He tells them, and Richard's like, "Oh my God, can you really do that?" He said, "Yes, but first you must find the key, bring it to me in my place." He tells them where he lives. And then and while he tells them that, he's like making a form with his hands, and he's showing them the Marquise de Carabas with Mr. Krop and Mr. Vandermeer, and telling them, your friend, the Marquise de Carabas, is in danger, it would seem. And then he sends them away, and they're like, they fall back out of the slab. Okay. I'll just make sure I got that right. To show you how the angel looks, he looks interesting, to say the least. His design, I mean. Oh, and yeah, right. Sorry for that. Okay. So they kind of fall out of the sky, Richard and Dor. Okay. Okay, one moment. Okay. Moment, please. Alright, after that, we go back to the Marquise de Carabas. He is asking his 3 questions. And the Mr. Krop's threatening him, like, if you, heard that little porcelain vase, I will kill you. Okay. Okay. So the Marquise de Carabas asks, who's the man you're working for? And Mr. Krop answers, we don't work for a man. Okay, keep that in mind in the next issues. And then he asks, why are you helping the lady? And the Marquise de Carabas said, I owe her family a debt. Or her father, he owes her family a debt, so that's why he's helping her. And then he's like, okay, why is What did he ask, Mr. Vandermeer? Mr. Crop, I mean. What's this next question? Oh, right. Okay, then next question. Um, okay, yeah, to pay a death. Oh, and then he asks, why did you kill her family? He says, orders from the employer. And then he asks, why does the lady travel with the Upworlder? He means Richard. Mm-hmm. And she says, oh, sentimentality, the Marquise de Carabas says. Because he says Richard is useless. He doesn't bring any use. And then he asks him, "Why didn't you kill my lady?" That's the Marquise's final question when you had the chance. And again, he says, our employer has some use for her. Okay, has some use for her. And then he's about to ask, where is the lady door? And the Marquise de Carabas gets up and like, now you're getting greedy. He puts the vase down and says, all right, I am now going to leave. Remember, half an hour, we said. And then he goes, and it looks like Mr. Vandermeer wants to follow him. And then Mr. Crop picks up the vase and, like, puts it to his cheek and says, oh, beautiful work, such beauty. And he looks at it, and Mr. Vandermeer looks at him. And then the fucker takes the vase and takes a bite out of it because he goes like, and he takes a fucking bite of it, and then he starts eating it. And even Mr. Vandermeer is looking like, even though the man like eats parts of people and shit, but even he's like, the fuck, man. And he's sitting there and eating it like, and he's bleeding from his mouth because obviously he's fucking eating porcelain. And I'm just there like, I forgot that part in the book, but it's like, so, like, what the fuck, mate? Why are you eating that? I know you're not human, but still, fucking hell. Then Mr. Crop says, looks like your manners have left you temporarily, Mr. Vandermeer. Would you mind to give me a moment alone? And, why don't you go? We don't want our guests to be unattended. So Mr. Vandermeer turns to leave, and Mr. Croft says thank you as he's sitting there. There's a pool of blood on the table, and he keeps eating the vase. That was just like so.
What the fuck is happening?
It's just why? I thought, maybe he collects them at first before I got to that page. And there, he has a collection of them. Like, holy shit. I mean, in that case, why does he care if the Marquise would have shot it? It would have just, I don't know, he could have made cereal out of it, put it in a bowl with some milk. I don't know. It's just. Anyway, we move on then to back to London below. Yeah, Hunter, she's sitting, polishing her spear. Spear. And Richard and the Lady Door come down the stairs. And Lady Door says, Hunter, do you know this abbey? And she says, yes, it's this abbey that I once carried a friend over there to die. So Door says we need to get there. Then we move back to Mr. Vandermeer and the Marquise de Carabas. He's running away, huffing. Mr. Vandermeer just menacingly and quietly follows him. And it keeps going. He said, we said half an hour. And then the Mr. Vandermeer says, we said we wouldn't touch you for half an hour. And the Marquise de Carabas keeps running, and then he reaches up a ladder. And Mr. Vandermeer's counting. And the Marquise starts climbing up the ladder. He's almost at the top, but Mr. Crop is up there. I don't remember. I think either he or Mr. Vandermeer say that they said they wouldn't touch him for half an hour, but they didn't say they wouldn't follow him and still try to, kill him. And then Mr. Vandermeer just pulls out the fucking ladder, and the Marquise falls backwards and is unconscious. Probably broke some things down that fall. And yeah, then Mr. Vandermeer keeps counting. He's counting all the seconds in half an hour. And well, that's it. Ooh, poor Marquise. Then we move on back to Dor, Hunter, and Richard. Let me just check again. Yeah, okay. Okay, I said no, we didn't. Okay. Ah, yeah, we only said we wouldn't touch you for half an hour. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, then we're back to Richard, the Lady Door, and Hunter. Oh, before that, when they're down in the train station below, she tells Hunter they must go get this key in the Abbey, and then they have to go and check up on the Marquise de Carabas because she fears for him. And in her shoes, I probably would have. Although, granted, yeah, with those two, it's best to go get the key first. Because they might kill all of them. Anyway, they're walking, and Richard asks Hunter, can I ask for your story? Yeah, and she said, I'm a warrior. I'm the hunter. I've hunted this creature. I've hunted a tiger as big as the smallest elephant. I hunted this, and I will also kill the beast of London. Again, the beast of London. She says it says that the beast has in its back embedded all the weapons that of past warriors that tried to kill it, but they all failed, and I will not fail because they all failed because they didn't have the right weapon, and she does. I think she's talking about her spear that she carries, perhaps. Anyway, they keep going, and then a fog starts, and it's this, I don't know, kind of fog that used to exist in London above, but then it stopped because Richard says, yeah, but no smoking, and they try to control the pollution. And Doris says, yeah, well, we still get to down below here. Then they reach the bridge to the Abbey, and we've got a big motherfucking monk standing there. Like, this dude kind of looks like Bane from Batman. The way he's standing, he's all muscular, and for some reason his nose is covered with half a metal mask. You can see his mouth, but you can't see his nose for some reason. Now I'm like, holy shit. At first I thought, is it just a monk standing there with a lantern or something watching to see if anyone arrives? And then there's this beast. So he says, halt, you cannot pass. And she said, my lady has business with the Abbey. And he says, you must defeat me if you want to pass. And Hunter's like, okay, let's go. And Richard tries to step in and say, wait, we were sent by the angel, can't we just... And then the fucking Bane monk just hits him with his weapon in the stomach. Not killing him or anything, but yeah, Richard's like, ow. And so Hunter and Bane monk start fighting. They're fighting. Sorry, heard some noises. Yeah, they're fighting each other. It's what I'll find. Dor and Richard are looking from the side. Then Hunter, she slips on some rocks and falls, losing her focus. But that was all intentional. As Monk Bane is about to give her the final blow, that's exactly what she wanted. She hits him again and knocks him back. And then suddenly a lot of monks appear all around them with crossbows. And the monk that was in the beginning of the story, the one that went to get the Father Abbot, is there. And he says, stop, this is him, Monk Bane, telling you that he has had enough. Because he raises his hand like, enough, I surrender. So that was the first test, which Hunter passed for them. Then the lady door's like, I want to talk to the abbot. I need to get, I want to talk to him. And then the monk starts giving them a riddle. I'll read it to you. I just well, I'll read you the riddle. And even I was guessing what it is, but only because of door. Okay, just a moment. Okay, there we go. I turn my head and you may go where you want. I turn it again, you will stay till you rot. I have no face, but I live or die. By my crooked teeth, who am I? Okay, yeah, Dora has to go across the bridge. We need to speak to your abbot. It's very urgent. And then Dora says, the answer is key. And he's like, oh, well done. Then she asks him, are you some kind of simpleton? He's quite annoyed already. And he says, well, you passed the second test. Now a third must be passed. And the monks are grabbing Richard. And he's like, hey, let me go. And he said, all right, now it's time for the third test. Now Hunter wants to intervene. And the monk tells her, you have a kind heart. But, you know, there's only so much you can do with 12... He said 12 crossbows aiming at you. The test must be passed. And so they start leading Richard away, and Dora and Hunter follow. And he says that this must be done, and when you die... Richard's like, when I die? And the monk answers, it'll be my burden to remember you. I'll remember you, it is my burden to carry. Really lovely crowd in the Sabbath, huh? Okay, and then the final thing, we move back to the Marquis de Carabas. He is unconscious as he hears Mr. Vandermeer and Mr. Kropp talking. And one of them asks, do you think he's dead? When he fell, he broke some things. And then they talk about, well, we can just hurt the things that are whole and not broken. And he opens an eye, and it's interesting, but he sees in red. There's like a red... like a, what would you call it? Like a red not background. Kind of like if you give a screen a certain color. So it's like he sees, and there's a layer of red in his eyesight. The Marquis de Carabas, I mean, like a red filter, which is interesting. And yeah, they're looking at him, and they like stuck him to the wall with I guess metal beams, the small ones, or metal sticks that like stuck him in his arms and his legs, and he's shirtless and his hair is down. And then Mr. Kropp says, this time we're going to show you all the pleasantries of a guest. Or a guest, wait, was it? At this time you can sample the specialties of the house, sorry. Yeah, and that is it. To be continued. Okay, so first the cover. This one, I think it's possibly the abbot in the background, and then you got door, all white. That's quite cool, but yeah, no, out of all of them, this is the one kind of less interesting image out of the series so far. But still, very good art. Okay. Let's go into the comic then. Okay, so this is the abbot. As I said, the art is good. Oh, Prince of Persia. So yeah, there's the abbot inside the temple, as you can see. Look at that. Quite big it is. And let me show you Ilsington. Let me show you where you can see his outfit in full. Okay, so this is him, or her, or Well, yeah, I guess he's neither he or her. We'll go with he. I love how he has like two pigtails. Look at him how he's dressed. It's kind of funny. So yeah, this is like not a real place. They're kind of connected now. And this is the marquise there. With those two crazy bastards. Yeah, like look here, you can see his outfit better. Check that out. It's kind of got like a cloth, kind of like Dora does around her private parts. A bit similar. I see it's showing them. There we go. And they fall out. Yeah, so this is that vase. It's quite pretty, actually. It's a shame this bastard ate it. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. He's just chomping on it. It's fucking bleeding. Like, even Mr. Vandam, he was just like, what? Crazy bastards, those two. It's like talking about the beauty of it, and then he just fucking starts eating it. Let me show you the monk guy. You gotta see him. I mean, look at this fucker. Look at him. Oh, there's Hunter. Bamba, look at him. Doesn't he remind you of Bane? Hey, that's one hell of a guardian. Holy shit. His haircut doesn't help, by the way. Look, I don't know why he's got that thing above his nose. Maybe he doesn't have a nose anymore. Yeah, but look at this menacing fuck. And then they fight, and this is that other monk over there. And Dora like, are you some kind of simpleton? There we go. And that's it, we got poor... let me show you the last one. You see there's kind of like a red, really, the red filter on the way the Marquise de Carabas is looking. Or maybe that's just because of his fall. Yeah, poor bastard. Alright, so that was the art. Whew, a lot of happenings in this one. And it kind of jogs some more memories for me of what happens later on. But I don't want to give too many spoilers, so it's so ahead yet. Yeah, things are. But yeah, I did remember that they do have to get that key, and then they have to go back to the angel, because that's not where he really is. Well, that's it. Now there's the final test to pass before they can get the key. And Richard's the one who has to pass it. Because Hunter wants to do it. But then he said, no, you passed the physical. Door answered the question. Now he has the riddle. Now he has to do the third one. And for the life of me, I can't even remember what it is that he has to do. But it's not much of a spoiler because I already told you that, he survives all of this. So yeah, he's gonna pass it, but it'll be interesting to see again what it is. And this really makes me want to reread the book again, just to re-experience it, because it's been really a long time since I read it. It's like 7 years. But yeah, things are progressing towards the end. They have to get that key so Dor can find out who sent the murderers after her family, who betrayed them. What does the Angel Ilsington want with this key exactly? What is he planning to do? What is going on? What is with this Abbey and those 3 tests? What does need to be done? Alright, folks. That is it for issue 6 of Neverwhere. Let me know if you've read this issue and what did you think about it. And remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!